Welcome to ePlan training for N&D and JDC Monitorings. As a reminder, your non-traditional educational programs coordinators are Dan Frummel, Aaron Christian, and Jackie Jacobson. This is a map of the regions that are associated with each of the coordinators. A list of all of our contact information. Please reach out to us if you have any questions following this presentation. The agenda for today is purpose, preparation, pre-monitoring, monitoring, and post-monitoring. The purpose of the presentation of the monitoring of these programs is that the department must monitor each of the neglected and delinquent programs receiving funds once every 3 years. Also in state law, TCA 496-3023, there is rules to ensure incarcerated students are provided with educational services. Also note in the purpose that all of the monitoring processes are now embedded in ePlan. We have developed this training to walk our districts through that process, the new processes of the monitoring in ePlan. Preparation. District contacts must submit the ePlan user access form and receive access at least 1 month prior to on-site visit. So if you've already joined us for the webinar for the monitorings for the fall, you will have seen the following slides. So I'm just going to review the information that was in the other presentation to make sure that you have done this. This has to be done prior to you starting the monitoring documents in order to have access to everything that we're going to talk about today in the training. Districts must have access to ePlan in order to respond to district and facility questions and upload required documents before the on-site monitoring. This right here is a clickable link that will take you to this page where you can get this form in TDO eResources, and you will click on ePlan User Access Form for LEAs. Here's the form. Once you click that link and download it, this is the form that you will fill out and get the appropriate signatures here. To access the monitoring documents, you must have appropriate roles. So either if you are the LEA authorized representative, which is your director of schools or your superintendent, an ESSA director, an IDEA director, or if you are none of those 3 positions, then you will want the monitoring update role on this form. So you'll see this at the bottom. We have created a screenshot so that you can see what that looks like. Complete the form for each user, and then email it to eplan.help@tn.gov. Again, that's a clickable link. Once you have completed that process and received access, then you can continue on. That step must be done before you can complete the rest of the steps in this training. So make sure that you have completed that step and that you have the appropriate access. Then moving on to pre-monitoring. District point of contact has certain obligations for the monitoring. They will review the monitoring instrument, schedule meetings with district and facility personnel to prepare for the monitoring, contact the NEP coordinator for assistance if it's needed, upload required evidence for N&D and JDC, and respond to pre-visit district, just for N&D, and facility N&D and JDC questions. And you'll see those in the screenshots following. Submit agenda to the department 3 weeks prior to the visit. Submit pre-work to the department for review prior to the visit through ePlan. So you'll submit that through ePlan, and that is what this training discusses. So you will see the pre-work as we go through the presentation. And collect information not uploaded and explain why they weren't available at the time. Some key points to remember as we go through the monitoring presentation today. On-site pre-work is due 3 weeks prior to the visit. A minimum upload count is 1. However, districts can upload multiple documents. So when we review the slides for the uploads in the following presentation, you will see that each one requires at least 1 upload. So you will have to upload at least one thing in each of those areas in order to be able to submit to TDOE for review. But you can upload as many as you need, multiple documents as you go. Do not upload personally identifiable information. This is one that has changed a bit, so I wanted to discuss it really quickly. Personally identifiable information is anything that can identify a certain student, and we would like for you to please not upload things that have been redacted using Sharpie markers or any kind of mark-through method, as when you scan them in, you can see through those marks. So either completely redact or delete the information, or upload a file that says that you will have that document available for on-site review. Answer all short answer questions, agree or disagree. Disagree requires a short justification and is not necessarily a finding. So if you disagree with a question and then explain it thoroughly and it answers the requirement, then you will not receive a finding. Just because you disagree with a question does not mean that you will have a finding associated with it. Some areas will have a non-applicable option. Choose that option if the district did not participate in or did not have the program component for the 18-19 school year. So all of the monitorings will be for the 18-19 school year. Other key points. For open response questions, respond with enough information to address the question. Open responses are HTML enabled, so that means that the users can paste, smart text, bold, underline, font, change your font colors, and have all of the functions of Microsoft Word. Each section contains several pages. Pages that are not applicable will be viewable by everyone, but all questions will be grayed out or disabled. Now we're going to talk about navigating to the monitoring instruments. With the appropriate roles, so once you have filed that ePlan user form and you've been approved, then you will be able to see this monitoring in the menu once you sign in. So once you go here and sign in, then you will be able to see this list, and you should have and then the screen will back out the housing list. Then it will change to this screen. Ensure that 2020 and active are selected, and then click on ESEA IDEA results-based on-site monitoring to navigate to the monitoring document. So you see that here. The monitoring sections. The first user into the document must change the status of the instrument. After the status is draft started, where you will click right here, users may respond to questions and upload evidence. District level pre-work. So districts will then use this navigation to respond to the pre-work questions. So when you see the draft started, you will see selected school and it will be blank. There is no selected school, so that will allow you to answer the district level questions. And if you will scroll down, you will see students served by neglected and delinquent programs. So this is just for your N&D pre-work questions. Then for district level JDC pre-work questions, there are no direct district level pre-work questions. So at this point in the presentation, I want to talk about the different kinds of monitoring that we are doing this year. We have JDC only monitoring, so those district points of contact will get into the document and fill out the JDC portion and not the N&D portion. We have N&D monitoring, so N&D monitoring, your district point of contact will get into ePlan and will fill out the district level N&D pre-work questions, and we'll fill out the facility level N&D questions. And the third type of monitoring that we are doing is a joint, where we have a JDC that is being monitored that also receives title funding under N&D. And so for those district points of contact, they will fill out both the N&D and the JDC pre-work questions. So if you have any questions about which type of monitoring you are receiving this year, please reach out to your NEP consultant and we can clarify that for you. Now we're going to take a look at the sample upload and practice areas. So again, these screenshots are from a test site, so we just wanted to make sure that you knew what you were looking for and what they look like when you come in. So that's why you will see this red test site right here in Lincoln County. That is just what we use to test. But right here is a sample of the uploads that we will be asking for in neglected and delinquent. And what you will do is you will click on the document link over on the other side. So for sample short answer, unselected, this is what it looks like. You will have the question up here. And again, these questions don't necessarily pertain to N&D. These are just samples from our test site. So select the answer from the drop down for each. Do not provide justification for yes, agree, or non-applicable choices. So you're going to select from this bar right here. Here's what it looks like right here, agree or disagree. Select the answer from the drop-down for each short answer question. If disagree or no is selected, the district must provide a justification. So you will do so in this box right here. Sample upload area, this one is blank. Here's an example of the different documents that we have in on-site. Again, these do not pertain to just N&D. So when you open up your part of the monitoring, you will see a type of document on the left. There will be no template, and then you will see an upload new on the right. In the upload area, select upload new to upload a document. The message upload at least one document states the minimum documents you may upload, so you must upload one. You can upload all relevant documentation for each document type. And you can do that in multiple things in one upload, or you can do that in separate uploads, as many as you need. So when you click that upload new, you will see this box pop up. Choose your data file or insert URL and name the document. So you can choose a file from your computer and upload it, or you can put your URL from your website, but please name that document also what we're asking you to upload. So click Create to save the upload, and then just as a tip, double check your uploads to ensure that the right item and link are being shared with TDOE. Saving your work. This is extremely important. Anytime you are working with technology in any form, we need to save frequently and to make sure that we do not lose any information. So at the top of the page, you will go to Save and Go To. And if you don't want to leave the page, you just want to save what you have just entered, you can click Current Page. Or if you're ready to move on, you can click the next page, whatever. But when you hit save and go to and one of these links, then the screen will blink and you will know that that's how it has saved. Selecting schools and facilities. So in this section, you will learn how to select a different school. So you will go back to your sections page, and under the description, you will be able to select schools. For districts identified for monitoring, you will select it right here in this box, and your facility names will appear. We know that they are facilities, not schools, not traditional schools, but they will be listed just as your regular schools would be in this drop-down menu. Once the facility is selected, an entitled Site Level Monitoring will appear. So that's what you will see. It will populate. Now we are going to talk about the facility level pre-work. Facility alert questions will be listed under the following. So you will have neglected and delinquent facility monitoring, which is marked here as facility level, and JDC facility monitoring, marked here by facility. The district point of contact will input the facility responses under the appropriate section. Some JDCs will respond to both sets of questions if they receive Title I-D funds and have received notification of a joint monitoring. That's what we talked about before, and if you have any questions about that, please reach out to your NEP consultant or coordinator, and they will help you understand which type of monitoring you're having this year. A Word document with the facility pre-work questions and requested uploads will be emailed to the district point of contact in order to aid in the collection of the facility responses. Again, this year this is a change because everything being embedded in ePlan, our facility level folks do not have access to ePlan. And that is where all of the questions are housed and where the responses must be uploaded. So therefore, we are providing a Word document that has all of this level of questions in it when we send out the pre-monitoring work and addenda and everything with your pre-monitoring. Then you will receive a Word document that has all of these questions listed so that you can forward that Word document to the facility and let them fill it out. You can meet with them and fill out that Word document, and then you can take that Word document and then enter those responses for the facility. Again, here is your pre-work section right here. So you have for N&D, here would be your pre-work section. Here's your uploads, and then this will be your questions to answer, just a screenshot so you'll know what it looks like. And then here's your facility level JDC pre-work section. Here's your uploads, and then you'll have questions. And then I have a special note right here. ESPs will be reviewed on site. So please upload a document stating that they will be available on site for review to avoid receiving a validation error when trying to click draft completed. So once you have finished all of your pre-work, you will hit draft completed so that we can review at the state level. So you must upload something here under review of ESPs in order to be able to submit. So since we will be reviewing them on site, since they have so much personally identifiable information in them, just upload a Word document or scan in a piece of paper stating that they can be reviewed on site. Facility level questions and uploads. So the district point of contact will be responsible for all facility responses and uploads. Once the facility is selected, please use the previous process for answering questions and uploading documents. So if you go back to the beginning of this presentation, and please do refer back to those screenshots, you will answer the short response and the uploads and everything exactly like you did for the district level. It's the same process. If the district has more than one facility being monitored, the point of contact will repeat these steps for each facility. So once you have completed one facility, you will go back to the section screen, select the next facility, and then follow the same process for each one of your facilities. Please note that all questions must be answered and at least one document per section uploaded in order to submit to FPO. District Point of Contact has responded to all of the pre-monitoring questions and uploaded all documents. The status must be changed to draft completed in order to submit to FPO. So we cannot see the documentation and the answers to the questions until you hit draft completed. So it works just like the process with the CFA. We can't go in and respond to anything until you have hit draft completed. And then that makes it where we can go in to review that work. Okay, that concludes the pre-monitoring section. Now we're going to move over to monitoring. This is for the on-site monitoring. This is for when we actually come out for the visit. Interviews will take approximately 1 hour for N&D and 2 hours for JDC visits. Please note that additional questions will be asked on-site. So the pre-work questions are simply that, just pre-work. We will be asking additional questions on-site like we have done in years past in an interview type setting. Copies of all required evidence must be uploaded to ePlan. Again, not anything with the personally identifiable information that can be reviewed on-site. And for our JDCs only, copies of all educational service plans, or ESPs, must be available for review on-site. So I've stated that several times during this presentation, but we want to have those available so that the team that comes out that day can easily access those documents. And student-level interviews will take place at the facility by 2 members of the monitoring team. So this is something new we have added this year. 2 members of the monitoring team will interview students with a few questions that we have developed for them. And then the team will tour the facility at the conclusion of the monitoring process. And that completes the monitoring section. Now we will talk about the post-monitoring and what will happen after we leave. Post-monitoring. The NEP team will review the documentation and interview responses and submit the results to FPO. So we will go through all of the documentation, all of the on-site interview things and all of that, and make notes and recommendations, and then we will submit to FPO, and they will complete their review of the submissions, and an on-site monitoring exit conference call will be held via WebEx approximately 2 to 3 weeks after the visit. The district will have electronic access to the monitoring results via ePlan after the exit call. So once the team has exited the district, we will take a few weeks to review the documentation and then send it to FPO, let them review the documentation, and then in that 2 to 3 week window, you will be contacted about the exit conference call. We will share the results with you on that exit call, and then we will give you electronic access to those monitoring results after the exit call. So previously, we've given the results to you before the exit call. We will not be sharing those in ePlan until after we have had the exit call. The district will work with the assigned NEP coordinator to close all findings and or corrections needed by the assigned due dates. So this is where your NEP consultant coordinator will follow up with you on any detailed information that you need about those findings, how to bring you into compliance if need be, or what documentation, any follow-up documentation that needs to be developed or sent into TDOE will now be uploaded into ePlan. So that is another change from last year. Last year you emailed it to your NEP coordinator. This year it will actually be uploaded into ePlan by the district point of contact. And then you will receive an email containing a post-monitoring survey link. And that concludes our training for the ePlan monitoring process. Again, here is our contact information for our team. We are happy to help you in any way. If you need to reach out to us and have any questions about the monitoring process that I did not cover today, please reach out to us, or if you want to schedule a TA with us, please let us know. We would be happy to do that also. Any questions that you have, please email or contact your NET coordinator. Thank you for taking time to this webinar. If you need anything, please let us know. Goodbye.